What is up, everybody? I'm just testing the audio. If we'll be starting in about 10 minutes. Invite your friends, invite your family. Who do I need to send this to? We'll be starting in about 10 minutes. Let me know how the audio is, if everybody can hear me and all that stuff. Please and thank you. Sound off in the comments. I can't see no comments. Bam bam diggy the bam diggy. David, what's up, buddy? Can you hear me? We'll be starting in 8 minutes with Heath. We'll pop up the link on the screen as well. I am sweating buckets already. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Steven, can you hear me? Oh, there you go. Comments are starting to trickle in now. Thank you, everybody. We'll be starting momentarily. Let's, where else do I know? Card break. Where's the card break arena? The PWJ card break arena. Come on. Close that. Close that. Put that there. Check that. Spencer can hear me. David can hear me. Spencer got kids. Steven can hear me. We will be going live with Heath in about 7 minutes, everybody. So share it out, tag it out, do all your tangs. Brad says you can hear me. Thank you, Brad. Who else is all here? Bam, 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 bam. Michael Oliver is in the building on the back end. David wants to know how PWJ came about. PWJ came about by, I was going to start a podcast trivia thing. And so I made a Facebook group to organize those people. And yeah, and then we got Spencer on board and Shaq who left and a few other people. And bam, it is what it is now. Austin, what's up, my friend? Austin Lee's in the build. I'm already sweating. Jeez Louise. Just gotta make sure this is okay. And then an F. And then F. Save. The ticker will be up later on for people to come ask. Of course. I had it perfectly set up. Now I fucked it up somehow. Ah, there we go. Just gotta move in. There we go. Just joking. We'll be live with Heath in about 5 minutes. I'll be hitting the ticker on shortly. And come ask your questions and all that great stuff. That's awesome. What did you start up there, David? I didn't quite catch anything. Yeah, so everybody just keep coming on, share, invite, come ask Heath a question momentarily. We will be going live with him after our little timer hits 0. After I have a drink. A little bit of the water. Oliver, I can't hear you. I can just see your mouth moving. What's up, Junkies? After much delay, we are here with a one-time WWE 24/7 champion, a three-time WWE Tag Champ, a one-time inaugural SmackDown champ with Rhino, of course. Heath for Impact, Rhino's best friend. We are here with Heath Slater. How you doing?
Oh, baby. I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank God we can finally make this happen, you know?
Thank you for rescheduling. That was on our end, and nice shirt, by the way. As a Canadian, I very love that shirt right there.
Yeah, man. He's the man.
All right, we're gonna hop right into this. We got a lot of people that have been waiting the whole week, so we'll go to Dylan first. Dylan,
All right,
what's up,
Dylan.
brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, shoot. I get to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought he was going to, read off, the stuff, and I was going to answer it.
No.
This is cool. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What's
How
up?
Not much. How are you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Hanging out. I'm glad we can make this happen.
Oh, absolutely.
I like doing things like this.
It's a lot
Whoa!
of... Oh, man.
Look at me, man. Technical difficulties on my end this time. There we go.
But yeah, so I did have a question, but I wanted to throw something out there real quick. So I was listening to your interview with Chris Van Vliet,
Yeah.
maybe a month ago. You mentioned you live in Fort Mill. I used to live in Fort Mill.
Oh, yeah?
TKK?
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I live literally right there near Lake Wiley, you know?
Yeah.
On the coast there. So, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I was looking at
good school
that's so
districts
cool.
down here.
Absolutely, totally.
And I got kids, you know?
You got kids.
But heck yeah, beautiful area, man. I
Yeah,
really like it down here.
Yeah, I lived out there for about 2 years.
Okay. What made you move, man?
I'm from Ohio, but so I wanted to go back home.
I got you.
But it's a nice little area. I worked in Charlotte a lot. Loved going to Charlotte.
For
Beautiful
sure.
area.
It's a nice city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mike, I got one question for you.
Yeah,
So 3MB.
yeah.
Was it always meant to be you, Heath, and Drew, or was there anybody else originally that was supposed to be in 3MB?
Brother, I pitched. I think everyone knows this, and I've already told this story a little bit, that my whole idea was as soon as the one-man band thing kind of took its course, you know, I mean, I still think it's funny, though. That was one of those things that I just came up with on the spot, and people just called on to it, and me just saying, I'm the one-man band, baby! Like, people just liked it. It's, easy to say,
yeah.
I guess. But that's it's so funny because I still get people coming up like, hey, one-man band. I'm like, cool. But, after that did its run, I pitched for a band. I'm like, come on, man. I've been the one-man band for 2 years. Let me have a band now. Like, come on here. Let me be like a Freebirds, And Michael Hayes, as soon as I said Freebirds, he was like, yeah, you should have a band. Let's pitch it, Next thing you know, Vince liked it. So my idea of the band, and you remember how long ago this was. I mean, this was before
2013, 2014.
Yeah. So I pitched for Fandango, EC3, and Ambrose, or Mox now. So I pitched for those three to be in my band because they weren't doing nothing, So it was one of those things where, first it was all right, Mox, we got ideas for him. Fandango, we got ideas for him. And then with EC3, they just was like, no. I'm like, what hell? Well, okay, hell. Well, you come up with the band then, And the next thing you know, I showed up at Raw, and they were like, yeah, you'll get a band today. I'm like, yeah, who's in it? They're like, we'll tell you later. I'm like, man, this ain't going to be good. And the next thing you know, they put me with Drew and Gender, which Gender was more of a, yeah, whatever, okay. And then Drew just was like, what? I don't want to do this. You kidding me? He was on edge at first because Drew always wants to be who he is now, So it was I understand. But thank God we're all legit good friends outside of the business to where that we were like, bro, let's just make this work. Let's just try. And I mean, we literally had 2 years of good entertainment.
Yeah. And then
so
I actually watched the 24 special last night from the show Must Go On for Mania this year. And he was actually talking about it, how, he was young and naive, and then, he did his thing and then got released. But his comeback story is incredible, man.
Man, he's one of those hard workers, good
Absolutely.
human beings. I honestly, I can just keep going on. I don't have like nothing but good things to say about Drew. So yeah, I love him like a brother, man. I mean, I'm so glad he's where he's at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And Gender, man, same way.
Yeah.
Love him to death. He looks amazing. He just been having some accidents here and there
Yeah,
with injuries.
so sad.
I mean, I know it sucks, man. It's just like
I
as
know
soon as you get that momentum and steam, it's just
he rehabbed that injury, and then next thing you know, he has another injury. It's like, oh my God.
He better take his ass being careful next time,
Yeah.
Slow down, baby.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, Heath.
Man, take care.
Pop Dylan. My bad, Dylan. We'll go
Man,
over
you
to,
just gonna cut him off like that?
We'll go over to my bad, Dylan. We'll go over to Peter. Hey, Peter.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Peter, what's up, man?
Hey. So I gotta start off by saying
I like
this,
the
man.
stop sign behind you.
Yeah. This is my criminal life.
I'm about to say you stole all those, didn't you? Hell yeah.
So I gotta start off by saying, I got to meet you at the Rumble last year, and I've met a lot of people, dude. You're one of the coolest people I've ever met. I'm also I'm a high school teacher.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
my
dude.
students know I'm huge into wrestling, and whenever they ask me who is the coolest guy you met, dude, you're always the answer.
Yeah. Bro,
But,
the whole thing, man, I just try to treat people the way I want to be treated, man.
Hey, but thank you for being so cool, because there's some people out there that you meet that aren't.
Oh, there's a lot of assholes, man.
But I guess
sure.
my question for you is kind of a two-part question. So,
All right.
When you did that whole thing with the one-man band and with the legends that all came
Oh,
out.
yeah.
So my question for you is, who out of that group of legends that came out, who was your favorite one that you got? I mean, I guess beat up by, and and if they could have brought somebody else in that they didn't bring in for you to wrestle, who would you have liked it to be?
Man, shoot. So that Legends run, I feel like for me, like being in the ring with like Cyndi Lauper, Piper, and Richter was like a very, very, very cool moment to reenact the whole shattering of the gold record and all that. And like, I'm a huge Piper fan. Like, I love Piper. I love his promos. I love how he's just like wild and crazy. You really don't know what in the hell he's going to do next, and my mom always listened to Cyndi Lauper whenever like I was growing up. So I'm a fan of Cyndi Lauper too. So it was like one of those like childhood craziness in the ring at once. And she smashed that thing over my head, but she was kind enough to sign the gold record and send it to me.
That's cool.
So I got it up in my room, just chilling. So like it was a cool moment for me. But I mean, like that whole run is just so surreal, just because like I still remember being a kid watching them destroy the guys I love, like Vader and Sid killing Sting and Hogan, and all these guys. And I'm like, no. And then here I am in the ring about to work them. And I'm like, oh my God, is this really happening? It was like I always tell everyone that whole run was just amazing to me. Like I can't really pick out like a moment because it was all amazing. I mean, I worked Animal from the Road Warriors. Like, come on now. Like, that's really cool. Rikishi, I mean, it's just like, there's the Doink, like, I mean, it's like, what the hell? DDP afterwards, Diamond Cutter. I mean, there's just so much like good stuff that happened. Bob Backlund. Hell, I worked Bob Backlund, like just stuff you wouldn't even think. I mean, to me, that whole run was just awesome to me. Like, I loved it. And what was that second question?
If they could have brought somebody else in,
someone in? Man, I didn't really even think of that. I would have. I mean, I think it would have been really cool if I could have just took some chin music or something, interrupt him or something, and then him just getting his little sweetness in and do his dance. Like that would have been cool, having Sean, just because I'm a Sean fan. But then again, I would say Brett, because I'm a huge Brett fan, as you can see. But I got to work him, in my first year up on the road. So, or my second year, I think. But it was working Bret Hart, like what? So I don't know, man. I've had a lot of good, like, personal moments, but all of that together, yeah, man, like it was a blast. And I would love to took some chin music, man. I would have done a moonsault for a bump or something.
Very cool. Hey, thank you.
No problem, man.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks.
Heath,
Yo.
this is kind of a tough question to answer, but how frustrated were you when Rhino left and you were just kind of sitting there in a flux doing nothing really?
Dude, frustrated as hell. I was just numb to wrestling, man.
Were you like pitching ideas, or you were just off on the shelf?
Man, I was pitching ideas before Rhino, after Rhino, during me and Rhino's run. I'm serious. Like, just for me and him together, like, just stretching the storyline out, and all that stuff, Like, even us turning heel and being hardcore. And then again, us being baby faces and him teaching me to be hardcore and me being like, man, that hurts. Like, I don't want to get hit by that. Just making it funny and entertaining, But it's just one of those things to where, like, you pitch, and nothing happens, to where you just become numb. And then you get put on the shelf. And then next thing you know, I'm back in that role of, I need this guy. I need you to make this guy look good. So go make him look good and then come back out. Like, I never got, where I feel like I could have been.
Oh, for sure.
So it's just one of those things where, like, business is business, BS is BS, and there's a lot of it in the business.
And with that, we will say hi to Emily.
Emily.
Hey.
What? What are you doing, girl?
I got your shirt on.
I see you.
So
this is cool.
I just want to know how wrestling has impacted your life, because I know it's impacted me, because that's how I've got close with you.
Yeah.
And you've really became like a really big father figure to me. And I just want to know how wrestling's impacted your life.
Man, I've known this girl before she was a teenager. Like, that's how crazy it is. I'm still wrestling, it's impacted me so much to where it's like, I do it for a living now.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you grow up liking it, and then, then you start doing it, and then you fall in love with it. It's just one of those things. It's like a rough relationship that you just can't get out of, until, you get too old and, it all hurts. But then again, it all hurts anyway. So
exactly.
For sure. But no, it's just one of those things for me. I just fell in love with it and wanted to do it. And I did.
And I just want to say, like, thank you for, like, everything you've done for me, because I've told you that so many times.
For sure.
I just want to say thank you for being such a big father figure to me, and hopefully I get to see you soon.
We will, girl, for sure. And you keep doing your thing. I know it's a senior year and all that, and it's not exactly what it's cracked up to be.
Oh, I know.
But you're going to knock a home run, and you're going to be good, I know.
Thank you, and I hope to see you face-to-face soon.
Yeah, hey, maybe, It's one of those things where, like, we're letting, barely anyone in just because all the rules. Yeah. COVID's ruining everything.
Well, it's nice talking to you. Thank you for allowing me to be on here.
You too, sweetheart, man. You take care.
You too.
Thanks,
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
We will say hi to Mark.
Mark!
Hey, Heath, how's it going?
Man, I'm chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm glad to finally be able to speak with you. So I just wanted to ask you two different questions from kind of different points in your career.
Okay.
The first one was, the first time I got to see you live was at WrestleMania 26, when I believe they brought all of you guys from the NXT first season out to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to ask, how was that moment being your first, moment in a WrestleMania, not, being introduced to that world?
Brother, it was one of, like, it literally, that whole take your breath away type of stuff. It was one of those things to where we are, that whole NXT crew, the rookies, all this stuff. And I want to say it was John Laurinaitis that pitched that idea to, like, while the Battle Royal's going on, us to walk out and examine and watch and just feel it, And then I remember afterwards when we came back off the ramp, he was back there looking at us doing this. So, right? So I just remember when I walked out there and I just saw, it was just like a sea of people, man, just as far as you can see. And just the noise and the energy and the excitement from everyone. It was just like that unreal feeling that you can't really explain unless you have felt it, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like one of those wow moments of my life. And that's the first time I ever was in front of that large of a crowd ever. So, yeah, it was an eye-opener for sure.
That's great, man. I remember seeing all of you guys out there. It was a great moment.
Yeah.
Now that you're transitioning to a different part, now that with all the experience you've had, all the years of being in the big, the New York territory, people leave. Normally, they have a checklist or things they want to accomplish outside. Have you given a thought? Do you have a checklist of moments or things you want to do or places you want to go? Or
Brother, I had that checklist 15 years ago when I started, but I was lucky enough, I guess you could say, to literally be on the Indies for a year and a half, and then I got signed. No, I wouldn't even say lucky enough. I don't want to say lucky because there's so many things that I wished I could have experienced and done, like Impact was going on back then, but it was TNA starting from the ground pretty much, and then you had New Japan still, and then Puerto Rico was running hot, and then it's like all these big little indie promotions like ROH, and AAA and all that, like all these promotions that I had on my list, and then WWE was like, yeah, I want to make it there, but it was just, I just skipped it all and just went straight to WWE because, like, I was in Georgia. I was making some noise in Georgia. They opened up a developmental center in Georgia, deep south, and then they just needed talent. And I really believe that, like, it was one of those things. Like, they saw me, they got me, and they signed me. But my buddy Crew Jones, he was in Georgia, and they were looking at him, and he's the one that brought me in to get me looked at, so he helped me out tremendously, get my foot in the door. And then we had a match, and they just kept asking me to come back, and then I got signed pretty much.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Again, it was a pleasure speaking with the originator of The Stand. But yeah, no, thank you so much for everything and all the great memories, and look forward to seeing what you do out there now.
Thanks, buddy, man. You take care.
Thanks, Mark. We will say hi to David. What's up, David?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, David?
Hey, man. I had a question for you about your departure with WWE and the landing at Impact. Was that first choice Impact? I mean, obviously you don't have to call them out or anything. With all the promotions that are out there, you have NWA, AEW being the huge one. When you got that future endeavor, where was your mind? Like, man, where am I going next?
It really wasn't where am I going next. It was literally one of those things where, like, I sat down with my wife and we were like, well, it happened. Like, I was there for 14 years. Like, I feel like people don't realize, like, how long I actually was there. I'm 37 now. I just turned 37. And there's guys way older than me up there still doing it, everywhere. So it's one of those things where, like, I got signed at a very, very, very young age. I was like 23, so it was like I got signed as a baby and people like watched me grow up on television type deal. And then it's like, now it's like everyone's like, oh, you went there, where else would you want to go, and this and that. But to me, it was like one of those things. It's like I had a bucket list before I got signed. I actually said this on the question before this. Like, I had all this stuff I wanted to do before I even got to WWE, but I got to skip all of that because I was on the Indies for a year and a half and got signed. So for me personally, like, I was there for 14 years. Thank God I was smart with my money and all that stuff, So, like, I'm okay. Like, I just want to go out there, have some fun, work some indies, do, like, Impact, ROH. If I do AEW, I do AEW, I want to go to New Japan. Like, New Japan would be a lot of fun, man. Like, there's so much stuff that I want to do to where it's not like, ooh, I got to go here or there, Like, Impact was a cool thing because it was like the contract was up on that date. I have a lot of my buddies there that went there. And it was just like, hell yeah, man, let's do it. Let's have some fun. So we did. It was just like, hell, let's help some people out. Let's have some fun. Let's go and work some matches. Like, it was just one of those things to where, like, when I got released, I focused on me physically and mentally. And then it was like opportunities started opening. My friends started calling. And I just started agreeing to some things. And that's what happened. So
That's awesome.
But yeah, I got a lot of places I want to go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to go there. So
that's good to hear. I know the biggest thing is with your WWE run was the "I Got Kids" shirt. That's what everybody had over. Everybody knows you have kids.
Yep.
My last question before I get cut off. How are the kids?
Man, they're wonderful, man.
That's awesome.
We're actually going up to the mountains tomorrow, staying for about 3 days for like a little vacay before they have to go back to school and everything. So yeah, they're doing great, man.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Honestly, thanks for asking.
There's a spot right here on this wall for a Heath autograph, so I'm gonna have to get me one very soon.
I like it. Hell yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Heath, I have no idea what this is, but
what do you mean?
Saki the Sock is here.
What? Hey, Saki the Sock.
Hello, Heath. How are you?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
Okay. My question to you is, you 24/7 champion once, right?
I was.
Will you ever see me as 24/7 champion too, and the first puppet champion in WWE history? After all, you were the first SmackDown tag team champion with Rhino, correct?
Very true, yeah.
Yeah, so can the same thing happen to me?
Hey, brother, I have saw anyone and everyone hold that title. And I honestly believe if you're there at the right time, at the right moment, I believe that you could become the 24/7 champion for sure. Like, I mean, hell, you can even beat Kermit out of the spot,
Yeah. Okay, Heath.
This is crazy.
See ya,
Saki. Saki the sock puppet.
I have no idea. All right, we're down to our last three, Heath. I have no idea what that was about. We have three more to go for you.
You set that up, didn't you?
No, that's the first time we've seen Saki the Sock here in PWJ. I have never seen him before. Yeah, we got three more for you. We'll head over to our buddy Dennis.
Hey, that was for effect. I wanted you to see the shirt first.
I saw it, man. I love it.
Yeah. That's was my Father's Day gift to myself. As soon as I saw the shirt, I'm like, yeah, I got to get this.
That's great, man.
Like you, I have a kid too, so.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you're a badass dad.
I'd like to think so. My son seems to like me, so I'll go with it.
Hey, man, that's all that matters.
All right. So my question for you is, what was a bigger deal for you? Being ringside for WLC or being graveside for the Boner Yard match?
Oh man, did you buy that?
Actually, Jacob was kind enough. I won a contest, and they won a free code to watch it from Jacob. So,
what'd you think?
It was the best $15 I ever spent. Well, Jake ever spent.
There you go.
And that's no, that was probably one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. But what was a bigger deal for you? Because, like I said, the WLC match, in my opinion, was way better than it deserved to be.
Hey, I tell you right now, that WLC match, like, I'm still proud of that match for what we had a part of and what they did. You know, like Swaggle and El Torito, man, they was ready to burn the house down. And what's crazy is that everyone took it as a ha-ha. But then they sucked everybody, the audience, backstage, us, everyone in. And it became like a legit, like, who's going to win this match? Like, people loved it. And it was very, very good. Very underrated match. So, man, I don't know. That Boner Yard match was really good too, man.
Yes, it was.
I had front row seats. I even saw all the clips of them pausing and stopping and calculating. I got behind the scenes on it too. I want to say it's like a 50-50. They both were really nice to be a part of. But then again, awesome. I'll go with the WLC match because that was amazing, and I want to give Swags his credit.
Awesome. And then real quick before I go, What in the hell do we have to do to get Scott D'Amore to sign you to an Impact contract?
Man, the one thing I heard is that I need to get Heath for Impact trending on Tuesday. So that's one of those things that Heath for Impact needs to trend on the Tuesday because I think I only got enough money for about 2 more ads.
Well, I'm going to do first thing when I get up tomorrow morning, hashtag Heath for Impact.
Dude, please, man, do it all day. Get everyone to do it.
You got it, man. All right, thanks so much.
Take care.
You too.
Heath, we got a couple more. Before we get into those, I'm gonna shoot out a few names, and can you just give me a word on them or a sentence on them?
Okay.
So, Rhino.
I love him.
This is off topic. I bought a cup from Rhino yesterday from this K&S WrestleFest that you were on, I believe, last weekend or the weekend before.
Okay.
You were signing and doing like a virtual meet and greet with them.
Oh, yeah.
And, I bought a cup, but the money for the cup goes to charity, so that was the only reason why I bought this cup. It was like it was a Dunkin' Donuts like cup that he was drinking out of. I felt weird. But,
oh, wow.
You
really bought that.
Oh, yeah, I did, but only because the money was going to charity. That's the only reason why I bought it.
Dang, okay.
Don Callis.
Hakuna Matata.
Vader.
Oh, man. Woo!
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
2 more. Roman Reigns.
The big dog, man. I'm glad to see him back for sure. Yeah, he's a good brother.
And I don't know, this one you might get a thing for. Cody Rhodes.
I wished he would have asked me to come in on Impact to work him one night. But then again, I don't know. He might have been too intimidated or something.
Oh, geez. Shots fired. We'll hop into our last 2 here. We'll go over to, I always mess this name up, Ashlyn.
Ashlyn? Is it Ashlyn?
Your mic's muted. We'll come back to you after Oliver. We'll go over to Michael first.
Okay.
Hey, Heath, how you doing, man? Pleasure to meet you.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Great. I got a question. I think Nexus could have been a huge moneymaker for WWE.
For sure.
Is there any truth to the rumors that John Cena buried you guys in SummerSlam in 2010?
Man, I can tell you this much. Like, I have had so many people ask me that. And, like, honestly, I don't know if that's like 100% fact, but I can honestly say it's probably a 95% fact.
I've heard about it because I think that you guys could have made a ton of money for the WWE.
Man, the whole thing, like the whole time we were there, like we got there and we were going over, like we were playing to win, and Adam and Edge and Jericho pretty much came up with like that whole match. Like they planned it all out, like and had it where it was like how it should be. And I think that's supposed to be the last one was supposed to have been Stu or Wade. And next thing you know, man, it was 4 hours later. It's not happening that way. And we're just like, well, what's going on, But, I mean, we were young. Like, we didn't know. Like, we were like, oh, okay, whatever. All right, But it was just one of those things, like, looking back at it now, it's like, man, if we would have took over SummerSlam, took over WWE, ran it to Mania, then had a super group come, man, let them destroy us. Shit, why not? But put them in jeopardy, Put them in jeopardy, Make people really, like, make them want them to see them kill us. I mean, don't just cut it off whenever we're almost on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I enjoyed the angle. I really enjoyed the angle. I mean, I thought it was awesome, really.
It was a lot of fun to be a part of too. And I mean, I can answer that for everyone. Like, it was one of those things where we were like, holy hell, like this is really happening. Like, we're really going to be like these little hyenas, these like, little lions just attacking and just taking over. Like, it was one of those moments and groups that people still talk about, a decade later. So it's like, it made an impact for sure.
Do you keep in contact with any of them guys still, or?
Man, I still got a group text with every one of them.
That's cool.
Awesome. And that's 10 years later, man.
That's what I said. I always hear that you don't keep friends in wrestling, and that's pretty cool.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a lot of acquaintances, but Yeah, man. Like I got good friends with all my groups that I was in, and I was in a lot of factions, man.
It's been an honor talking to you, man. You're a really cool guy, man.
Man, you take care, man. Thanks
All right, man. You
for being
too.
a fan.
All right,
And
man. Bye.
we will
Take
hop
care.
to our last one. Hopefully our mic's working. Ashlyn, hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well, there we are.
It works now. Sorry. And yes, you said my name right, Ash.
Let's just leave it at that. Name her Ash.
I gotta start though. I'm usually super nervous doing all these, and you are awesome. Like you're very charismatic. You're just really funny, and thank you because you're really funny and cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. So my question is a little generic. I was gonna go and ask. Who is your all-time favorite person that you've worked with, and if you have any fun word stories with them.
Daggone, like there's so many. If you want me to be honest, like there's so many people that like even in like parts of like my life in the wrestling, like in developmental, man. I used to love working like Trent Beretta, you know, and Joe Henning and TJ Wilson. And then it's like whenever I'm tagging, you know, with, you know, Rhino, whoever, like the Usos are amazing to work. It's like whenever I was doing singles, you know, on the main event level, Apollo Crews is fun to work. Kalisto, you know, all those guys. But then again, it's like when you work the top level, you know, like Randy Orton is like one of the easiest guys to work there is. Like he's just so smooth and all that. Like it just like even like John Cena, like he's like so easy to work, you know. And it's just like you just got all these different levels, like and it's funny because like everyone always thought that I was like a tiny guy, like because like they would always put me against guys like Big Show and Khali and these guys that are like superhuman. Of course, anyone looks little beside of them, you know. But I'm like 6'2.5", 250, and they're like, "Oh wow, you're kind of big, man." You know, and I'm like, "Man," you know. But it's funny just because like I couldn't really pinpoint just because like I kind of feel like I could be like a chameleon and work with them all, and it's all can like smooth out and be okay. But like, yeah, I've had a lot of enjoyment working pretty much everyone, man. I don't think everyone can say that, though, being honest. Because I know a lot of people don't like to work some people.
And do you have any funny backstories that you'd want to go and tell, or
funny backstories,
or like road stories or anything?
Yeah, I do have a lot of them, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to tell them or anything. And it's like one of those things. It's like, you know how it's like fraternity and sorority, and it's like secrets. You really don't talk about them until you like see the boys, and you know you're like, yeah.
Thank you.
But I can promise you, there's some good ones.
Thank you so much.
No
Have a
problem.
good night.
You take
Thanks,
care.
Ashlyn. Well, thank you, Heath, so much for doing this with us. Where
Man,
can everybody
thanks for
find you
having me,
on socials and your Pro Wrestling Tee store and all that kind of stuff?
I am on Pro Wrestling Tees. Honestly, I think it's like a Book Me Baby on there, like something.
I think it's Oh Baby, actually.
Oh Baby, see, look at you.
So.
You know it. You tell them. And then on Twitter and Instagram, it's just, you know, Heath XXII, like the tattoo. So yeah, pretty much that's it. And I'm on Cameo if you want a cameo. And I'm really bad at it though. If you want me to be honest, like if you try to like get me like have me do a cameo and it's like not denied, but like expires, it's because I don't get on there a lot, and it's my fault, and it's just me being ignorant. But I'm on Cameo.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.
All right, man. You take care.
Thanks.